you can return your browser if you want to university.linkedin.com, and there's a tutorial sheet for you. It's another 2-pager. It's got another set of 1 through 10 where you get step-by-step information, and it's a great guide. I'm not going to go through that one. I want to send you there. You can go through it yourself. So start making connections with the people you know. And that might sound super straightforward and obvious. And it is. However, you might also be tempted to think, man, I can't possibly start with my classmates because we're just all classmates at a school. Well, actually, that's a beautiful place to start. And it's a beautiful place to begin connecting so that you can make other connections through them and their professors and their professors' contacts. And soon you're all going to graduate and you're going to be professionals out there together. So start your network now. So back to our profile page we go, and we already looked at the Jobs tab up at the top at the bar. I want to show you now, and I just put a green arrow towards it, the My Network tab. And when you do click on that, you're going to see a couple of things. You're going to see invitations. So right there in the middle, these are people who have reached out to me, and it looks like it says see all 13. People have invited me to connect on LinkedIn. Ooh, and if I click on that person, the first one is a superstar that you might know. Right downstairs in the NSM Advising Center, this is Ms. Gabrielle Hoskins, and maybe you had advising with her as a pre-major student or a recent transfer to the university. She's fantastic, and she wants to connect. And so if I clicked on that and she sent me a private message, like we've taught you how to make, it would say, hey, and blah, blah, blah. I would get all the information there. It actually says right on her page, besides her name, her title, and then all of the connections we have in common, including someone named Yanni, and it says 20 other people. Wow. Okay, so I can ignore her. That would not happen. Or I can accept. And honestly, if I don't know the person, I do ignore it, and I think you should too. Only do people you trust or people who have people in your network that you trust, shared contacts. So maybe you don't know Gabby super well, but you know those 21 other people you share, and so you think, okay, that sounds pretty safe. I'll trust that. On the left, there are manage my network. So you can see there the number of connections you currently have, and so I actually have 389. You can create teams, and I currently don't have any teams, so I don't have any teammates. Contacts, that's a little different, and I'm going to go through that later. Groups, and I have 3 groups. I'll show you the groups. Pages and hashtags. All these things are considered ways to network and communicate with both people, but also professional groups and societies, universities, companies, things like that. So we're going to go through that as well. If you were to keep scrolling down past what you saw there on the last slide, so underneath invitations, as you start to build a network, LinkedIn is super smart and actually helps you network for you. Oh, this is great. The magic, again, of the data you put in. As you build people, they suggest people to you based on the people you already have in your network. And again, this is why being specific and following groups is important. This is why having your education is important, and it will recommend people based on that. So let me walk you through a couple of examples that apply to my profile. So my institution of graduation for my degree was Ohio State. And so it says, hey, you put on your profile that you were educated at Ohio State. So we'd like to suggest to you people that you might know from Ohio State. And then there are 8 profiles you see here, and then on the upper right it says see all, and so there'd be a lot more than that. And so they're gonna show people here that they think I might know, and their algorithm is pretty smart. It knows that I went to Ohio State, but it's also showing you these people that are in similar industries to you, and so these are all biologists or professors, and that's also information based on my profile. So it's not just that they went to Ohio State, but it's also that they're in a similar industry to me. And it also says if we have connections or not. And so on the bottom there, it looks like, wow, if I do a quick scan, Amy Dworkin, I'm having a tough time remembering who that is. Oh my gosh, who is that? We have 23 mutual connections. Wow. I might want to click on her profile and refresh my memory, and then maybe we'll connect. And so I could click connect. Again, if you click connect, it'll give you an opportunity to add a personalized message, and we recommend that you absolutely do. So it's going to recommend people from your institution where you got your degree. It will refine it based on your field, that is based on your experience and your skills, and then it'll show you the connections you have in common. That is really cool. Build a smart profile, put in lots of good skills, you're going to get better jobs, and you're going to get better suggestions for your network. So this is people you might know with similar roles to me. And so I'm a professor, and so look up, hey, there are fellow professors out there in the world, and there's some data that match beyond just the fact that you guys are professors. They also account for geography, alumni network, and connections within this too. So it's similar roles, and look around here. Okay, I see Chris Voigt, professor at MIT, bottom left. Okay, great. I was first, if you didn't notice by now, looking within these categories by how many connections I have. And so I'm kind of starting with the fact that on this screen he has 9 mutual connections, and that's the most of to me of any of these folks so far. So maybe I click on the profile and think, wow, this is a good fit, and maybe there's a good reason. So you want to have a good reason, and you want to create a good first impression by a personal message. So these are roles. If you keep scrolling down, you're going to see that, oh, I built a smart profile. I indicate that I'm in Sacramento, and it's actually now suggesting people that I might know that, hey, they're just in Sacramento in general. And so this might be a little more broad than just a professor and, oh, just a biologist who's a professor. But Maybe also to people who live in the community, who have certain skills that are also relevant to Sacramento, and connections that are really smartly populated in this algorithm. And so I can start to connect with people, and maybe I can start to collaborate. And collaborations are so important, and it's nice to remember that you don't have to know everything. And when you collaborate, it's good to collaborate with people who have skill sets other than yours. And so if you're just looking at the networking of people within a certain umbrella that you fall into, you might miss some opportunities to connect with people who can expand your own skill sets, with people from different industries and different backgrounds. So this is just doing that for me and keeping it local. And that's really cool.